There is a massive problem in the atheist community that saddens me to no end. Never before has the infighting got this bad in the atheist community that I'm getting dragged into drama. For the first 2 years I made videos to educate people and avoided drama at all costs, and now my latest 3 videos of substance involve telling my fellow atheists to stop being dicks to people. There seems to be battle lines between two parties in atheism at this point, and that is between those who debate civilly and those who try to use insults to win the arguments. It first started with Thunderfoot, where instead of directly discussing with his critics their particular problems with his videos, his ignorance of a subject that he was confusing religion and politics on, and not dealing with experts in those fields who were criticizing him, he basically ignored them until they made a stupid video blowing raspberries at him, and then he attacked their character, and then accused one of them of having a certain psychological disorder. Next, out of nowhere, with no provocation, Dawkins comes out and completely uses ridicule to attack Watson on her discomfort in an elevator from a stranger who invites her back to his room, and she makes a 30-second blurb on the subject. He didn't start off civilly like I expect him to do, and then, if the argument got stupid, turned to ridicule. No, he started off with ridicule, and it broke down into name-calling from there. Now, Theo Warner has just straight off the bat completely insulted Bionic Dance with no provocation, calling her position moronic, because he doesn't think her definition is useful to the conversation. What the fuck is up with people here? It's like suddenly if you have a certain status in the atheist community, suddenly ad hominems make you right. You no longer have to defend your position in a civil debate because they become celebrities. 2 members from the League of Reason, which seems to be becoming more and more like a high school clique and less like a reasonable bunch, are doing this. Their seniority seems to be going to their heads. I'm so hoping Aaron Ra, Don Exodus 2, and DPR Jones don't stoop to this crap, or I'll have a very big sad. In each of these cases, each one of these could have been deterred and no drama would have developed if they'd started off with a civil debate presenting unbiased arguments for their positions. Maybe both sides would have learned something. Instead, they started off unprovoked, poisoning the well, and using ad hominems to attack them. In Thunderfoot's possible defense, he may have been too busy to pay attention or to be aware of his critics' videos until he got the raspberry video. Then he naturally reacted defensively, but you'd think he'd want to clear it up and find the flaw instead of pouring gasoline on the fire by attacking people's character. This really shows that the atheist community is still extremely susceptible to the root cause of religion, and that is cognitive bias. We're still slaves to it, some more than others. I almost hope I never get famous on here if it means that I feel like I don't need to defend my claims and debate them. Thomas Jefferson said, "Ridicule is the only weapon which can be used against unintelligible propositions." The problem is that none of these arguments were unintelligible, and the people seem to assume that these people would disagree with them and were drooling morons who would never change their opinion no matter what was said. You use ridicule when nothing else works. Up till now, the atheist community had 2 branches: the new atheists who focus on flooding, and the more accepting atheists who focus on gradual conditioning. And together, they could hit targets of both types of people more efficiently. Suddenly, it's split between debaters and the insulters, and it's shredding our little community to bits. And people who are agreeing with the insulters seem to be using their hero as a replacement god and agreeing with everything the person says. The arguments may be right or wrong, but seriously, if you don't debate it civilly, which is what we so proudly say is what separates us from the religious, we are beginning to see the first denominational split in atheists, which is sadly, but so ironically, so religious of us.